Big Johnny Somali update. So on the Somali front, it's been kind of quiet. There really hasn't been a lot of big news to come out since the trial got delayed. I do think this is a big update, though, because we found out his cell phone did, in fact, get taken away. So what that means is the cops have it, and they're probably going to look through it and find some stuff in line with that deepfake investigation that they're doing, at least according to Legal Mindset. But he can't stream now. Well, actually, let me take that back. He could stream. So he could get a burner phone. This dude that he's friends with, his nickname is Hank. I've been learning about this guy. This guy's who teaches him what he can and can't do in South Korea. So you think he would have known better. Hank's not a very good advisor. He's in all this trouble. He should have told him not to go dancing on all those statues. But anyway, Hank, his buddy, where he's probably staying, I would guess, could give him a burner phone, and he could use that to stream. But I don't think he's going to do that because, well, I mean, this is serious. And I think he knows it's serious. I watched this video from 15 Minutes of Shame. It was uploaded yesterday. It's about 20 hours old. And this Hank guy went on a podcast and was talking about what's going on with Johnny and how he's basically hiding. I don't know if he's going to come out of hiding. I mean, would you? He's facing some serious time. And I was thinking, yeah, he's probably going to need a slap on the wrist before all this, but them taking his phone, to me, feels like a pretty big deal. I mean, to just take somebody's property like that, that means they're taking this pretty serious, at least in my opinion. But let's listen to a little bit of what Legal Mindset has to say here. He made a video talking about cops having Johnny Somali's phones. Let's take a listen.
Since he's has policed investigations, since his visa exempt.
And by the way, I'm starting 3 minutes into this, so I encourage you to go back and watch the original. It's a good video. Goes over a few other things.
Exemption is expiring, and he'll have to get another type of visa, right, to be there, which explicitly bars you from working while you're there.
He's talking about the fact that he's going to need a new visa, and I've talked about that before, as he has. So he is going to have his initial visa expire. I think it already has, maybe. But either way, he's got to get a new one because he's there for a trial. He can't leave, so he's going to have to new visa, and he's not going to be able to work. It explicitly says he can't work, which in a way is kind of a punishment itself because I'm sure he's hurting financially from this. Who wouldn't be? You're in another country. What do? You can't work. You can't bring any more income. It hurts.
So once again, he could be violating the terms of that visa if he's streaming and profiting from it on a visa where you're explicitly not supposed to be making any money, right? So that's going to be a different scenario for him and a different analysis for him as it goes forward. So,
and the fact that he hasn't really streamed, I mean, I have, if he streamed, everybody would be talking about it. And no one's made a video updating that he's been streaming or anything. The fact that he isn't, and this is a guy who lives on controversy, to me, says a lot.
It's definitely something that is a problem, and definitely, of course, it's bad for him, right? I mean, people didn't know about that, and a lot of people weren't familiar with that. Now, one reason why I've been so bullish on thinking the deepfake charges are going through is because they took his phones and his camera.
That's the big thing right there that I wanted to hit. They took his phone and his camera, or his phones actually, had two phones and his camera, and Legal Mindset is saying it's because of the deepfakes, and that's a charge that they've been investigating. This is a serious thing over there. South Korea is not screwing around on this, and I do think that charge is going to get added. They've already added one charge, and it's a minor. It's literally called the Minor Crimes Act, right? I think that's what it's called. It's a small little thing, and the fact that they're stacking that one on there, and they've taken his phones, I think they might stack him with everything they can. I think they're going to make an example out of him. Now, don't get too excited. It might not happen, but I think he's in a lot of trouble. And let this be a lesson to anybody that goes to another country. Maybe in the end, Johnny Somali will help people. People will learn that when they go to another country, they should be on their best behavior. Don't act like an ass and go do IRL nuisance streaming. Probably a good idea not to do that. Now, I'm not saying you can't go there and stream. You go there and stream, but don't be a nuisance. Plenty of people. There's a whole bunch of people that go and stream in other countries. Hell, there's Americans that live in other countries and stream. And somehow they manage to do it just fine and not annoy people and obstruct businesses and inflame an entire culture over sensitive issues. Like, somehow they manage to do it just fine. They're fine. But let this be a lesson and an example to everybody that wants to do these nuisance streams, which I'm not a fan of. And the way that this trial has been going, or not, well, there's no trial yet, but the way that the public trial of Johnny Somali has been going, it seems like a lot of people are tired of this shit as well. He's just kind of embraced being the villain over the past year. And now, the villain's getting some justice, and people don't like villains.
If this was just going to be a case where they only cared about obstruction of business and they only cared about that and that alone, and that's all they cared about was then when he threw his ramen, when he was rude to the old lady, they've got enough proof for that. They don't need his phone. They don't need his camera. They don't need anything, right? They would just be able to prove that. It's kind of a slam dunk. They'd be able to prove that with the evidence they had without his camera or his phone. It is rare. And this is something I know, once again, talking to Korean lawyers, talking to people with influence with the Korean legal system, experience with the Korean legal system, that say they would not take those phones if they were not seriously investigating other charges.
And there it is. So this isn't something that happens all the time. I think he's in trouble. Those deepfake charges, those are going to hit him a lot harder than the other two that he already has. He better pray to God, Buddha, whatever, whoever he believes in. He better get on his knees and pray that they do not slap him with this deepfake charge. What a stupid move he did. And by the way, in the end of this video, he also points out that it doesn't even matter if he made them or not. Having them and streaming them out like he did is enough. You played with fire, Johnny Somali. Now you're going to get burned. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's in trouble? Let me know if you think he's going to actually get in trouble. I think he does. I think this time he's cooked. Let me know what you think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.